All right, folks, welcome to Finding Optimum. We're finding optimum health today. I had a couple questions that I wanted to address real quick. The first was one of my sisters recently came to me and was saying, I just started working out and I've gained weight. I can't believe I've gained weight. I don't want to gain weight. I wanted to lose weight. That's why I started working out. I have to tell people this every time. Every time you start working out, your body is going to have a response, and it's not always going to be for the lowering of weight. It will always be for the bettering of your health, but there's a lot of aspects to lowering your weight. So let's break this down. There are three basic types of exercise, and it affects your system a little bit differently. The first is the ATP cycle, and that is lifting heavy weights, doing a couple of reps of really heavy lifting. And that is a huge impetus to grow more muscle. It tells your body, I need more muscle. And muscle is more dense than fat, and so almost universally, people who start lifting gain weight immediately. In the long term, more muscle mass means that your basal metabolism goes up, and therefore people who lift weights tend to trim down over time. Next is the glycolytic response. In this response, our body is using glycogen to fuel itself. And glycogen is a lot of water and a lot of sugar, and it's stored in our cells and in our liver. And it is a priority when you deplete your glycogen for your body to replenish all of that energy in that way. And so our next couple of meals is going to be let's pack on that glycolytic energy again so that we can use it in the future. We obviously were using it once, we need to use it again. That tends to lead to slight inflammation where we're inflaming the body to hold all the water to create that glycogen and creating a little more glycogen in the tissues. That is going to make you weigh a little bit more and feel a little bit irritable and puffy. So glycolytic type training, which would be that 5 to 7 minute CrossFit-esque burst of energy, is going to leave you just a little bit puffy at first. Now, long term, that is going to provide a good balance between the aerobic side that we'll be talking about shortly and that weightlifting side where we are going to build a lot of muscle and create this energy path that needs to be replaced. Aerobic types of exercise, our body is setting up to burn fat. And that sounds wonderful, except that our body's mechanism for burning fat is also the same mechanism set that wants you to store the fat at the same time. So what we're dealing with here is we tend to lose weight kind of quickly because we're able to burn that fat off. However, when we eat, our body is set to store that energy back directly as fat. There's a lot more complexity to that, and we'll talk about that in a future thing. But right now, you just need to know that the long term of this aerobic type weightlifting, aerobic type exercising is that you're going to find it easier to gain weight, especially in the midsection, and store it as fat that you can easily get to. Again, when we start lifting weights with heavy weight, the short term is that we gain weight, we'll lose pounds around the midsection, and it may not be as healthy for our heart, but long term is we are going to lose weight overall because we'll increase our metabolism. We maintain nearly identical food eating patterns. The glycolytic response is going to be short term, we're going to be a little bit puffy. Long term, our body will adapt to that and we will be able to maintain our weight, and will, depending on how we eat, it'll be a delicate balancing act, but we can lose weight or we can gain weight. And most likely with that type of exercise, we will increase our muscle and decrease our fat. With the aerobic type of exercises, we are going to find ourselves losing fat initially, but we'll find it much easier to put fat on, and we'll have a lower basal metabolism because we are in the fat burning mode.